If you're a supplier looking to win public sector contracts in the UK, you're going to need to register with the government's Find a Tender website. And in this video, I'm going to talk you through what registering actually means to suppliers, when to register, what information you need to register, and how to share your supplier information. And stick around till the end because I'm going to share some real advice from buyers on what they see trip up suppliers the most. So what is Find a Tender and what does it mean for suppliers? So Find a Tender is a government website that lists contract opportunities for the public sector. So buyers like the government departments, councils, schools and NHS trusts will use the site to advertise the contract opportunities they currently have or will have. And it could be anything from catering, cleaning, software development, construction, training, the list goes on. You can check out this video for a more detailed description of what it is and how it works. So each contract opportunity is called a notice because it's a bit like a digital notice board. And these notices are categorized so you know where in the procurement process each one is, like which ones are an early heads up for upcoming contracts, which ones are live and open for bids, and which ones are in the final stages of being awarded. Now, if you want to bid for any of the opportunities on the site, you need to set yourself up as a supplier. And to do this, you need to create a .gov one login. And if you don't already have one, there's a link in the description below on how to do this. Then you need to register your business as a supplier, and then you need to create a company profile. And this company profile will then act a bit like a shop window on that site. Because once you have one, buyers can browse supplier profiles and view all the information that they've uploaded. And if they see what they like, they could contact you asking you to bid for a tender. So as well as just you searching for the opportunities, buyers can search for possible suppliers, so it's definitely worth doing. Now, once your profile's set up, you can reuse it again and again. So each time you bid for an opportunity, instead of filling out the same details every time, you just share your profile with the buyers. And you can do that in one of two ways. The buyer will usually tell you which way they want you to share it with them, but you can either generate something called a share code, I'll get onto that a little bit later, or you can download your profile information and share it in an email or by uploading it through the buyer's chosen procurement system. So when should you register and fill out your profile? So you need to register before you can apply for any contracts, so it's not something you can skip or leave till the last minute. I'd give yourself at least a couple of weeks before your first bid, just so you've got time to go through it properly without rushing. And even if you're not ready to bid yet, it's worth having a look at what the registration involves. I'm going to cover this in detail in a moment, but it does ask for things like your qualifications, financial information and trade memberships. So if you check it out early, you can start pulling that stuff together or work on getting the things that you're missing. And you don't need everything straight away, but knowing what's needed does give you time to get things in place without the pressure. And once your profile is set up, don't just forget about it. As your business grows, maybe you get a new qualification, your finances change, or you pick up something that makes you a stronger supplier, you should log in and update it. Buyers want to see that your information is up to date, so keeping your profile fresh can really help. So you've got to treat it like your CV. Every time you apply for a new job, you want to make sure it has all your latest and greatest information on there. So what information do you need to register? All right, let's take a look at what you actually need when filling out your supplier profile on Find a Tender. It's going to seem like a lot, but it's not that bad, and you don't have to do it all in one go. You can save each section as you go and come back to it when you're ready. So let's take a look. So from the home page, you need to click Register as a Supplier, and this is going to take you to a form where you can add your business as a supplier. When it comes to having a company's house number, if you're a sole trader or a partnership, you're not going to have one of these, so you just select no. Anything outside one of these and you will have a company's house number. And I've included a link below if you need to check out what yours is. Next, you need to select any of the registries that apply to your business. Odds are, if you don't know what any of them mean, you just need to click None Apply. Then you'll be assigned a public procurement organisation number, which is basically a unique ID that Find a Tender uses to identify your business. Then enter your company name, your email address and the registered address and you're done. Okay, quick tip, using personal contact details. Try not to sign up using someone's direct email address. If they leave the business, you could end up locked out of the account. I've seen loads of companies stuck with duplicate profiles or having to start from scratch just because someone used their personal email to register. So your best bet, use a shared company email that the whole team can access. It's going to make life much easier down the line. Once you've registered, when you hit My Account, you're going to see your organisation listed on the bottom. Just click View, and now you can start setting up your profile, and you can do that by clicking Complete Supplier Information. At the top, you'll find a link that you can click to access guidance on supplier information before you begin. It covers what it is, when to update it, etc. It's not too long a read and it's pretty useful, so that might be worth checking out. Then there's the supplier information section itself. It consists of 6 sections that need to be completed. And as you complete them, it will give you the status of each section on the right-hand side. So first up is your organisation. This is relatively basic information about your business, including the supplier type your business will be classed as, your VAT number, web address, and email address. If a question doesn't apply to you, just answer no and move on. Then there's people connected to your organisation. This bit's about who influences or controls your business. Now that could be a director, a trustee, major shareholder, or even another company. If no one fits that description, you can just answer no. But if there is someone connected, you'll need their details like their name, address, date of birth if it's a person, and how they're connected to your business and so on. Then you've got the qualifications. If your organisation holds any general qualifications like industry accreditations, you can add them here. You'll need to say what the qualification is, who's awarded it, and when. And again, don't worry, if you don't have any right now, just answer no to complete the section. And just make sure it's up to date if you do get anything further down the line. Then it's your trade assurances. Same idea as qualifications. If you have got trade certifications or assurances, you'll need the name of the awarding body, the date, and any reference number that you've got. And again, if you don't have any, just tick no and move on. Then you've got exclusions. So this section is about anything that might prevent your business from winning public contracts. It could be a legal issue, a penalty, or something that's been flagged up by a public authority. If there's nothing to declare, you just say no. But if there is something, you will be asked a series of questions that you will need to answer to give some details about what's happened, who it applies to, what you've done about it, and then include some supporting documents. And then you've got financial information. And for this part, you'll need to upload your most recent financial records. And what you need depends on whether your accounts have been audited or not. So if your accounts have been audited, upload your accounts for the last 2 financial years. If you've only got 1 year available, that's fine, just upload that. And don't forget to include the date your financial year ended. If your accounts haven't been audited, you still need to upload your financial information for the last 2 years or just the most recent year, if that's all you've got. But if you're a new business and you don't have a full year of accounts yet, you can upload a short statement explaining your financial position. Again, make sure to include the date your financial year ends. It's all about helping buyers understand your financial health. So just upload what you've got and be as clear as you can. How to share your supplier information. There are 2 main ways to share your information, using a share code or by downloading a file with your supplier information in it that you can then email or upload to buyer portals. Now to get these, once all the supplier information fields are shown as completed, you just need to agree a few declarations. Things like you're authorised to share the information on your company's behalf. So just tick that box to agree the declarations, enter a few basic details, and then you can get your share code or download your supplier information file. Now, when you do this, the system takes a snapshot of your current supplier information. So something to bear in mind is if you update your supplier profile, like you add a new qualification or change your financials, you need to generate a new share code and download a new file, because the old one won't show your updated information. So always make sure that you're sharing the most recent version. Adding a user. When you're setting up your supplier account, you can easily add multiple users and give them different levels of access depending on what they need to do. Here's a quick breakdown of the 3 user rules. First is the admin. Now this is the top level role. Admins can do everything. They can manage users, update supplier and organisation information, and just basically access all the features. Then there's the editors. Editors can update the supplier and organisation details. They can generate share codes. The only thing they can't do is manage other users. Then there's the viewer. So viewers can see all the supplier and organisation information. They can download documents, access share codes, but they can't generate them. They just won't be able to make any changes. When you're setting these up, don't forget my earlier tip. Use a shared group email address like tenders@yourcompany.com. That way, if somebody leaves the business, you're not locked out and you still have access to everything that you need. And that's it. Once you've done all that, you can officially start bidding. It might seem like a lot at first, but remember, you can reuse your profile information for all of your bids. You've just got to keep updating it when things change. So take your time, save as you go, and treat it like a living profile of your business. If you're finding value in this video, take a moment to hit the thumbs up button to tell YouTube that you like it. And while you're there, why not hit the subscribe button so you can keep updated each time I add more videos like this. Typos in your company name or address. It sounds like a small thing, but even a simple spelling mistake in your business name or address can cause confusion or hold things up later. Double check everything before you hit submit. Not declaring and sharing your profile. You can fill in every section perfectly, but if you don't officially declare your profile at the end, you won't be able to share it with any buyers. And this is a step that a lot of people miss, so make sure you tick that final box. And letting your information go out of date. Things change, directors, addresses, policies, and your profile needs to reflect that. If it's not current, you risk being removed from frameworks or blocked from applying to new opportunities. So set a reminder to check and update it regularly. Setting up user roles incorrectly. Giving access to the wrong people or forgetting to give them access at all can mean no one's able to declare or share the profile when it matters. So make sure the right people have admin or editor access and that someone's keeping an eye on it. And finally, I'm going to say it one more time because it's a biggie, using personal contact details. If you register the account under someone's personal email and they leave the company, you could lose access completely. Use a general company email address, and that way your account stays accessible no matter what. So that's it. That's the rundown on registering as a supplier on Find a Tender. If you're getting ready to bid for your first public contract, take your time setting up your profile right. You'll thank yourself later.